What is going on, guys? It's your boy Big Dylan and welcome back to another Destiny 2 build guide. Today we've got a Night Stalker build. I am finally able to do this build because I actually got the exotic that was required for it yesterday. And so yeah, it took me that long to get the exotic, but without further ado, let's just get straight to it, guys. So we're on the Hunter, and we're going to be on the Night Stalker subclass. So getting into the actual subclass perk and trees as to why I use what. Vortex Grenade, pretty simple, that I can throw it in one little area, maybe if a boss is standing still within a strike or a public event or something like that. Throw it on him if he's going to stand still and he's going to take a lot of damage. Marksman's Dodge, pretty simple, that it reloads your weapon instantly. I really do like this for PvE. It helps every so often. Obviously when you get your dodge, just use it, reload, all that sort of stuff. Then for the jump, I prefer strafe jump. Again, that's personal preference. If you want to use any other jump or the other dodge or any other grenade, feel free. It really doesn't matter. It really doesn't change how effective the build is whatsoever. So moving on, we're going to be using the Way of the Trapper skill tree for the Night Stalker subclass. So first up, we have Snare Bomb, where your smoke bomb slows down and disorientates the enemies. This is actually really useful. Say for example, if you're doing a Prestige Nightfall, there happens to be a wizard that's really, annoying you. They're putting a lot of fire on you, getting you, really weak all the time. Throw your smoke bomb on them. That's going to disorientate them, and then you can obviously pop out and obviously get the lead in on the damage. Moving on, we've got the Keen Scout. It's basically an enhanced tracker, so you get more like slices of the pie in your radar. And yeah, you can see, loot chests and planetary materials as well. They're all marked on your radar as well, which is obviously really useful if you're running around collecting chests on a certain planet. Next up, we've got Deadfall, where your Void Anchor from your tether basically waits for prey. So if you shoot it too early like this, I'll just quickly show you. Say if I was to shoot my tether, it's going to wait there for a couple of seconds like that. It's not actually going to deploy, so it's not wasting the the duration of the actual super itself. If you actually do shoot it, as you can see, it deploys. That's a little trick that maybe not so many people know. Or if that was an enemy that was just walking into the proximity of it, obviously then it's going to get tethered. So let's get straight back into the actual subclass tree. If it loads, please. Thank you. So yeah, so that's that one. Obviously it's also got increased range and it lasts longer. Then last up, we've got Vanishing Step, where dodging makes you vanish from sight for a few seconds. Now this is pretty funny in Crucible as well, this Shade Step, where you go invisible. So I'll just quickly show you real quick. So as you can see, I'm invisible. Doesn't last too long, but it does give you a little bit of an edge, especially if you're weak. Shade Step, get out of cover, you know what I mean, just run into cover, whatever. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the subclass. Getting into the armors and all that sort of stuff that I'm going to be using. Weapons I like to pair with it. Now weapons, again, anything does work, but I like to play a little bit more aggressive when I'm on my Hunter, so I like to use the Anti-Up D because the kill clip is really good. Uriel's Gift, simply point that it's a really good AR on Wardcliff Coil because, why the hell not? All the other armor pieces, again, these don't really matter. I've got Void mods in every single armor slot here though. I've got an ability one in my cloak. I have the melee. I've got an ability. I've got a grenade and a grenade. So 2 grenades, 2 of the Shade Step ability cooldown, and 1 for the melee. The exotic armor piece we're using is the Orpheus Rig. This is the exotic that I've been waiting on getting for so long now, it's ridiculous. But the unique perk on this thing is provides ability energy for each enemy tethered by Shadow Shot anchors. So yeah. Now we're going to get into some gameplay and hopefully you enjoy. Getting into the positives and the negatives of the actual build now. First thing we're going to go over is the negative. I can only think of one, and that would be having to save your super for the right moment. Granted, you don't have to wait for the right moment, but the payoff is huge. It's such a huge payoff if you wait for the certain, the right amount of enemies, all that sort of stuff. If you wait for the right moment, you're going to be instantly getting your super back on cooldown again. So that's the one negative I can think of. Like I said, that might make you not want to use this build. But getting into the positives, first thing is it feels like a Destiny 1 build. If you've ever played Destiny 1, you know that abilities came back pretty quickly, especially if you use them correctly and your teammates were generating orbs. You'd get loads of super energy. Destiny 1 as a whole was just so much fun for just ability spam in PvE. The PvP side of things was a little bit frustrating, don't get me wrong, but PvE was just so much fun. And this is the closest build that I have found to feeling like a Destiny 1 build, in terms of just being able to spam your super as often as possible. So, basic, premise of the build is you want to wait for loads of enemies to spawn and group up, and you're going to shoot your tether out, tether them all, and then if you actually tether enough enemies, you're going to get your super back straight away, and it's ridiculous. Like, yesterday, obviously I already got all the footage that I needed for this video that you're watching right now, so I stopped recording, but I actually went back onto Titan to farm some tokens, because I'm trying to get a full set of the Titan armor. And in one of the public events with the big hive gate, which you're probably going to see in this video anyway, I actually got my super back 11 times in that one public event, that's crazy. Like, it's ridiculous. Honestly, it's so much fun. If you've never tried this build out yet, like I said, I'm uploading this build really late. There's probably thousands of other videos out there already, but again, I only just got the exotic armor piece yesterday because my RNG absolutely sucks. And like I said, if you've never seen this build before, give it a shot. If you're a hunter main, this should be probably one of your favourite builds, because it's definitely mine. And yeah guys, thank you so much for watching, have a wonderful rest of your day, and yeah, peace.